Alright guys, today I wanted to make a video about the whole Football Blackout, or Premier League, whatever you want to call it, football broadcasting blackout in the UK between the hours of 2:45 and 5:15 on Saturday afternoons. Because it is a topic of debate at the minute, especially in England and the rest of the UK. And obviously, the idea behind it is that if there is no football on TV between those hours, then people will be more likely to go down to their local team and watch them play rather than watching, the Premier League, on TV. Which I think's it is right, really, if you put it like that. That you for me, as an example myself, my favourite football team is Liverpool. I've supported Liverpool ever since I was a kid because my dad was a Liverpool fan and he brought me up that way. And my local team is Shrewsbury Town. Now, I go to support Shrewsbury Town when I can because I believe you should, even if you don't really support them in terms of, like, they're not your favourite club. I still think you should. I've just sort of like contradicted myself there, but I still think you should go to watch them and invest in your local team, because grassroots and the non-league, the lower league divisions, that is the base of English football, and that's why English football is so good at the end of the day, because we do have a very solid foundation and at a very good level as well for many sort of tiers. There's about 9 tiers, I think there is, of semi-professional or professional football in the UK, England, or the English Football League anyway. So that is why football is good in this country. Now, the debate obviously is this outdated? And with the world we currently live in, where we can witness pretty much most things on TV, because that's the way the world is. There's cameras everywhere these days. And should games be broadcasted? Now, for me, I think there's a better solution than just saying yes, they should, because it will stop some fans from going to their local team's games, even if you think, oh well, I don't say, this isn't me, but if you might think that people will be like, oh, I can't watch Everton v Leeds on a Saturday afternoon. Okay, right, I'm going to go down and watch my local team, Tranmere Rovers, instead. So you might be thinking like that or something, but that's not the case. I think it's more so that people who already go to, say, Tranmere's games, I don't know why I've picked them out, people who already go to Tranmere Rovers' games, they're more likely to think, there's games on, I might stay at home, it's easier, I've got the TV and everything, I can stay inside, especially in winter, it's nice and warm in your house, you can get a cup of coffee, stay warm, you don't have to go outside into the cold football stadiums. That's what will happen. It's not the inside to out, it's the people who are already outside watching the games will come inside, is the fear. So that's what I think is the reason it's still there. But I think there is an alternative solution to this. I don't think it's as simple as, oh, should we show games at 3 o'clock or should we not? Well, there's the solution, I think, is by looking at what they do in Italy and Spain and Germany and France. They spread out the kickoffs a lot more. They're all available to watch on TV, but they spread out the kickoffs. So if you, say, support your local team, or you like going down to watch your local team, but you also want to watch all the top tier teams, like, say in Italy, you want to watch Napoli, Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Torino, Sassuolo, just naming off random teams here, Roma, Lazio, Fiorentina, you want to watch all of them. Well, then they're all on at specific times, and you can go and watch your, like, the lower league games at a different time. They sort of place the schedule around when you can watch this. So I think that would be the way to go forward for English football. So for example, in England, say we had a game on Friday and a game on Monday. That's 2 of the 10 games that's on every weekend taken up. So Friday and Monday, that leaves with 8 games over the weekend. Now the 3 p.m. slot, as we've said, is not available. So you could have one at lunchtime, one at tea time, and a late night kick-off on a Saturday, say. On a Sunday, you could have potentially 4 games. You could have lunchtime, 2:30, 4:30, 6:30. But you know, that would be the best solution. Now obviously it doesn't quite work with 10, but you know, you can have games at multiple times but still broadcast both, and then people can have the choice, because you don't have to watch every single game, do you? Obviously. But like, it's just, they should, I just think maybe the 3 p.m. kickoffs for the Premier League should go then. Just get rid of 3 p.m. kickoffs on a Saturday in the Premier League, and then, you know, have two at different times during the weekend. I think that is a better solution, because that means people can watch the football they want to watch from the Premier League, but they can also watch what they want to watch in the lower leagues. For me, that's the best solution possible. But I just think then people will go back to the whole argument of, but that's ruining the tradition of English football. You know, most games kick off on Saturday afternoons at 3 o'clock. In fact, all games used to, before TV came into play. But why? I understand tradition's important in football. Like, obviously, a lot of people say about how, you know, when big teams start weak starting 11s, like say if Liverpool, my team, if they start a bunch of youngsters in the FA Cup, obviously that's annoying, because the FA Cup is the oldest cup in football and it's a huge achievement. But the reason big teams won't go for it is because there's not a lot of financial benefit to them winning the FA Cup. It's not as lucrative as winning the Champions League or the Premier League. But it's important that we keep the tradition of that, obviously. But I just I don't see it with 3 p.m. kickoffs personally. I don't see the point in it, because it is. I think we then have the debate of, is tradition more important than the actual survival of the lower league game, if that makes sense, of fans going to watch their local team. And I think fans going to watch their local team is more important than having the tradition of Premier League games kicking off at 3 o'clock. I'd be more than willing to sacrifice 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League if it means that fans can go to games, and then also we can broadcast all Premier League games outside of the hours of 2:45 to 5:15 on Saturday afternoons. That is the best answer I think you can get out of the whole. Is it outdated? I think it is, the blackout. No, the blackout isn't outdated, sorry, but the fixtures should be worked around it. I think that is the best answer to it, because then, you know, you have the best of both. You can choose what you want to do over the weekend football-wise if you are a football mad like myself. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. That's my thoughts on what the answer is to, you know, this whole question of should we show games at 3 o'clock or not. I don't think we should, but I think we should reschedule Premier League fixtures around these kick-off times. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.